Hello, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Delegate Spotlights on Saturday night here in Melbourne and wherever you are. Hope everyone's had a good end of the week. Um, Sorry, I was a bit quick off the mark there. I think we're still waiting for a few people, but in any case, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners here in Melbourne, Southeast Melbourne, the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And yeah, thank you very much for the presenters from last week who already shared their stories and their experiences and their journey. Yeah, it's a sort of a sharing a part of yourself with us here, so we really appreciate that. And we are looking forward to our team this evening. So we have 10, I think. So as usual, it's going to be a 5 minute time. And I think what I might do, I think we tried this last year. We'll see if it works or not, is I'll what'll I do? I'll do a little reaction when it's up to 5 minutes, and then I'll raise my hand when it gets up to 6 minutes, and then if it gets longer, I'll sort of, I don't know, jump up and down in my chair or something, and to try and uh, remind you that it's time to finish. But yeah, all right. How about we get started? And as usual, I think. Yes, sorry about that. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. A reminder, yeah, as you're thinking as well, please think of some, if we have some time, we'll have some questions at the end of the session, and think of some questions that you'd like to ask your fellow delegates, and also some project ideas. We had some really fascinating discussion last week about financial literacy um, support for people from working migrant background. So yeah, hopefully we get some other sparks uh, coming out this afternoon. Okay, so I'd like to invite our first speaker, who is going to be, are you here with us? Ba Ismi. Welcome, Ba Ismi. Yeah, look forward to hearing from you. And you can share screen already, and yeah, hopefully everything is working.
Thank you so much, Pak Rowan. I'm so okay because there is a sign that my time is only 5 minutes, so I allow you, Pak Rowan, to interrupt me when I'm speaking if I take too long because I have already tried to make presentation 5 minutes, but yeah, still more. So yeah, I allow you to like interrupt me whenever I speak too long so that everyone can have the opportunity to speak. Wait, I'm still. Yes. Are you guys already see my presentation?
Yes, there it is. It's popped up.
Okay. Wait, wait. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Rowan and Ibu Brina for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. I'm Ismi. For some of you who haven't already met me in a breakout room, I'm Ismi Arinewati. You can simply call me Ismi. This is a fun fact about me. So I am actually a mom of a beautiful daughter in heaven. So yeah, after I gave birth to my first daughter, I only have opportunity to hold her like in 3 days before finally she come back to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. But Alhamdulillah, right now I am already healed with the trauma, and yeah, I am someone who used to love making a lot of money, profit oriented. Used to, yeah, but yeah, I will tell you a little bit more my transformation, why I right now currently enjoying my time as a social worker and as a caretaker of the two of organization in Jepara and also in Ende in Flores, Nusa Tenggara. So this is my interest, my area of interest. I interested in women empowerment, social entrepreneurship, environmental education, and also health and nutrition. So fun fact about me, I graduated from public health nutrition di Ponegoro University, but I never applied for a job since graduation. But yeah, I already made a as assessment that at that time, I reckon myself as someone who really workaholic, and I don't want to exchange my time with money. So that at that time, I decided to become a business owner. But because of I don't have a business background, of course, less than 2 years, my business went bankrupt. But Alhamdulillah, in 2017, I got a scholarship from the U.S. Embassy called Waishali Academic Fellowship. I can study about social entrepreneurship and economic development. So that was my life transition and transformation that shaped me from transform me from someone who only care about money to someone who really care about the creating impact to the community. So after returning the program, I initiated a business, still in a food and beverage business, but I proud to always put this writing in a wall in every store that I had, as a reminder that the business should not be about money, but it should be about responsibility and public good, not private greed. So yeah, that's the oleh-oleh from the program. So yeah, when you ask me why, how can you jumping into becoming an environmental activist? It's not because I have so many knowledge about environmental, but it's because of her, someone who wear a white hat. Her name is Tracy. She's an Australian, and I was so inspired with her what is it? Her attitude, her her green lifestyle at that moment. And every day, I met her in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I knew that every day she always went to the beach and picking up the trash alone without the camera, without intention, just care. And I at that time I feel so ashamed. Why do foreigners that take care of my online? What about me? Why I just silence? So that's why I call my friends and let's do something. And that's why Jepara Green Generation is created and initiated. So yeah, so at that time I run my business Kedai Ismi to fund myself and also fund my small organization Jepara Green Generation. So yeah, but the story of Kedai Ismi is ended in 2020 because of I experiencing a deep loss and I have to heal my trauma, so that I have to following my husband move to ND because he got a work promotion. But alhamdulillah, Jepara Green Generation is still running up until now, and I hope forever. So yeah, what did I do in ND? I met this woman who initiated Kampus Tanpa Dinding, the program that empower youth and women through innovative programs, such as like sustainable farming and also conservation. So I found that we have a similar mission and similar interests, so that we are working together. And I help her to write a proposal to Women's Earth Alliance, and alhamdulillah we secured funding to finally can create an impact in ND, planting thousands of trees, training women farmers in sustainable practices in farming, and also create a collaboration with a Catholic women organization, with church, with the promo, with the pastor, with the church leader in the area, in order to creating a broader impact to the community. So yeah, finally I invited her, Kak Iis, her name is Kak Iis, to finally creating a yayasan called Yayasan Forest Bumi Lestari. So right now we have legal entity. So yeah, beside that, do I still have time, Pak Rowan? I'm conscious of that.
That's
Sorry.
the first yeah, you got about a minute.
Okay. So beside of that, I also have the opportunity to lead the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program in many areas in Indonesia, particularly in India also. We are trying to create an inclusive program, not only targeting the people, women entrepreneurs who have ability to speak English and to yeah understand everything in English, but also how to create sustain who who involving someone who not able to speak English. So we do negotiation with U.S. Embassy because this is the flagship program of the U.S. State Department, and they said yes. Alhamdulillah, we what we did is we translate all of the document, all of the LMS, all of the modules to become bahasa Indonesia so that everyone can understand easily. Alhamdulillah, with the mentoring, with the assisting, with branding assisting, with the never-ending support with all of the ecosystem. Alhamdulillah, we this is the result from this to this, and I am super happy seeing that there's a woman who firstly not brave enough with her dream to finally she can pitch in front of the judges. She can empower women in their and in her community, and finally can secure funding for her small businesses. So this is the beneficiaries in Aceh. This is the beneficiaries in Ende. And yeah, not only providing the knowledge, tools, and skill set relating to the environmental, to the to the entrepreneurship, but also we create a safe space for them and allowing them not to become a vulnerable in front of us, and telling that the business should not be about glorifying success but also normalize the failure, as I experienced before. So yeah, Alhamdulillah, from the program, 6-month program up until now, they initiated a Wesawonga community that has beautiful tagline, berkarya, berdaya, and berdampak. And yeah, this is the three things that I have already carried out in wherever I lead. So always lead with open mind, open heart, and open will, and one thing more, without maybe seeking validation. Uh, and inshallah, I do believe that Allah will allow us to create a really meaningful impact, the real meaningful impact in the community. So yeah, I know that my organization still need more support and still grow. I'm happy to connect and collaborate with all of the fellow delegates in anything possible. Please connect me with Instagram at Ismi Ariniawati, and we can share anything that we can share. Thank you so much, Pak Rowan. Sorry to
Thank
take so long.
you. Thank you, Ismi.
Thank
That
you.
was a really beautiful story.
Uh-huh.
And thank you for sharing the deeply personal, yeah, the loss of your daughter. It's deeply tragic, and yeah, may Allah grant her the highest place in Jannah, inshallah. But yeah, your journey is quite remarkable, and I really want to know, maybe for the questions, what's happening in that photo with you holding the hand of that woman with the tissues. Looks deeply moving. Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Ismi. Next up is Kudrat, and I see he's there in the, what do you call this thing? On the screen. So without further ado, please go ahead, Kudrat.
So welcome everyone. Thank you very much, Roland. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Thank you. So when I got the list, I thought, oh, I'm doing it the second week after everyone, easy. But there's so much pressure. These presentations have been amazing, and all the work that everyone's been doing. Wow. Let's see if I can share this screen. No. You guys see?
Yeah, we're seeing the PowerPoint. It's
just not able to
if you might have to get it to display in a window. Do you know how to do that?
haven't done a presentation in a long time, but let's see.
You go to slideshow.
Is it also that
Go to the
little
right
picture
there.
that looks like a slide down next to the maximizing and minimizing?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you could just press
Just down
that,
in the bottom right hand
button.
corner, there's something that looks like a little.
Next to the zoom, on the left side of the zoom.
That first little icon there.
Yeah.
This one? At the top, bottom?
No. It sort of looks like a little projector screen on the zoom. There's like a zoom slider right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And there's a tiny little projector screen.
Summary.
Right to the left.
Apps, more to the left. So I already said I'm sharing.
So we're still seeing your PowerPoint that's not a slideshow. So,
yeah, because that Zoom thing is on top of the slideshow and I can't click that.
Yeah. If you go back to PowerPoint and go to slideshow, you can get it to display in a window, and then you can share that window.
Sorry.
So go to slideshow and then set up slideshow.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's showing. It's showing. Yep.
All right. Right. So my work journey and community work. So personally, yeah. So I've migrated from Afghanistan in 2003 when I was 14 years old, with no English, without my parents. So it was a bit difficult at the time. I actually migrated with one of my cousins. Built a life in Australia. Attended school, university, career. And I was always motivated to give back and work for the community. And I saw the struggles. These are my photos from school. I couldn't find any other photos. And then that's my graduation from university. So I completed high school and attended university, Swinburne University in Melbourne. And then I've been working in Australian public service since 2014. So I've got my long service leave that I was waiting for a very long time. At the moment, I've got a few side businesses that I have. I'm a partner in a pizza shop and 2 food trucks. So balancing, career, family, and the community service. It's a bit difficult at times, but it's rewarding. So the main organization that I've been involved with is One Vision Aid since 2014, which focuses on humanitarian aid and youth empowerment and social cohesion. It's based in Melbourne, but we do a lot of work internationally as well as locally. So some of the projects, we've done a lot of the projects since, it's been 10 years, but some of the projects that I've actually, I thought were very impactful and were close to my heart was the school bag project, which we implemented in Afghanistan and in Pakistan. So in Pakistan, we actually assisted the Afghan refugees there. We provided school bags with 1 year's supply of stationery in there, and also supported the students otherwise financially as well. But the main thing was the school bags. So that was one of the big projects we did, and it was also implemented in Afghanistan as well. Over 3,000 students in total. So we do a lot of sports activities locally. We feel like it's very difficult at times to get the youth together. Otherwise, when you do a presentation or a lecture, and you feel we don't get many, so therefore we then organize tournaments. We usually have annually a soccer tournament, a volleyball tournament, and a cricket tournament. Through that, then obviously we promote, social cohesion, and people from different communities come together. We obviously do have a small talk as well, but generally they just get to know each other, connect, and then obviously play sports as well. So these are some of the photos from different events. One of the other projects that we did from One Vision Aid that was actually very close personally for me was the Somalia project, the drought response project. So we built 2 water wells in Somalia. We actually initially thought when doing a well, it means digging and then until the water comes out and then that's it. But it's not possible to get water that way. So you actually sort of make a swimming pool and then fill it in with water. Then the communities use that water for themselves as well as the animals. I also volunteer locally in the mosque. It's called Hallam Mosque. For those in Southeast Melbourne would know, and the Afghan Mosque as well, which is in Dafton. So one of the photos you see, that's the Eid. The 3 photos actually are all from Eid. One is from the Hallam Mosque, where this is during Eid. We get about 5,000 to 7,000 people. Usually we serve morning tea to these people that attend, and give them gift bags for the kids as well, where we put in some notes and some other cards for the children usually. But every Friday I volunteer at Hallam Mosque usually I take a longer lunch break for Friday, also to attend the Friday prayer, but also go a little bit before to cook some food. We cook some chips and samosas, dim sims, and then after the Friday prayer, we sell it, which generates income for the mosque. Well, my other engagements outside of my work is the AIMEP election. So that's the Afghan mosque where they have elections, and I'm one of the election commission members. And we also do some master classes for VCE prep. So VCEs, for those that don't know, it's year 12 exams that students take in Victoria. We also help the new migrants finding support services, just directing them, or if there's things that we can do directly for them, we also do that as well. So I'm a father of 3. These are my 2 daughters and a son, Yahya, Haya, and Ayat. So yeah, I'm all about pretty much these things: faith, family, and community service. Giving back is both a duty and a blessing for us. I'm grateful to be part of this program. Looking forward to learning from you all and working together for a positive change. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kudrat. That was you're involved in so many ways across the community and touching, the lives of many people, not only in Australia, but in back home in Afghanistan and also Somalia as well. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that. And there's some parallels there as well. You've got the food trucks going, which I still haven't been able to visit. And
that's right. Yes, the food trucks are new, and the place is actually getting busy every week. So it's very hard to balance, but alhamdulillah, it's been really good so far.
All right, we'll have to do a special AIMEP excursion.
Yes, that would be good.
All right, so thank you, Kudrat. And next up, we've got, okay, there was a bit of a chance. We've got 2 Australians in a row, but because there was some scheduling issues. So hopefully Iman is there. Yes, I can see you, Iman. Assalamu alaikum. And yeah, we're ready for you when you are.
Alaikum salam. Thank you, Roland. All right, let's hope I can. I'm also not great with technology, so apologies. Okay, cool. Can everyone see?
There we go. Yep.
Slideshow? Beautiful. Okay. Cool. All right.
Perfect.
So, thank you. So, what I've decided to share with you today is a bit about my role when I was aide to the Governor of Victoria. So it's a role that not many people know of, and many people, even locals in Victoria and Australians, don't know much about the governor itself. So I thought it'd be interesting for both the Australian delegates and, of course, the Indonesian delegates to know a little bit about. So before I change slides, the building there is Government House Victoria. So it's actually the largest house in all of Australia. And it's the place where the governor lives. So the governor is the head of state, and we'll learn a little bit more about that on the next slide. But yeah, that's a visual for what it looks like. It's a beautiful place. It was built in around 1870. And yeah, we'll hear more about it shortly. So the governor is the head of state, and they're appointed by the king. So Australia is a Commonwealth country. And so although the governor doesn't have, I guess, political powers that the leader of government of the day does, which is called the premier of the state, they are very much stewards and oversee that, for example, the way that government is working is as it should be. They've got a very ceremonial role. It's a very symbolic role, and they play a really big part in maintaining Victoria's diplomatic relationships internationally. So they might go and visit other countries to strengthen those relationships, and they hold lots of community events. So their role is very much based on relationship building and from that community perspective, as opposed to being the ones that are initiating new policies and new laws. So the two most recent governors that I worked for were both female governors, and that was the first time in the history that there had been female governors. So that was a great step in the right direction. And yeah, so we've got Linda Dessau on the left, so the one with shorter hair, and then Margaret Gardner on the right. So to be a governor, you generally have to have really succeeded in your field of specialty. So you could have been a judge in the past, you could have been an accomplished academic, even a teacher. So there's a range of professions you could come from that you need to show that you've really succeeded in and made significant contributions to. And it's the leader of government that then recommends you to the king or the queen of the time and says that they think you're fit for the position to be the governor of the state. A bit about me. So there's a picture of my parents there on their wedding day. My mum will probably freak out if she knows that I've included that here. I grew up on a farm, sort of about 40 minutes outside of the city in Melbourne. So that's me and my brother. And then the picture towards the bottom is a picture on Eid morning. So traditionally on Eid morning, all of us kids, and we grew up with 3 families in one house on a farm, we would all come together, sit on this brown leather couch and wait to be called up to receive our presents. So it was always a highlight of our childhood. And then there's a picture of me with my relay team. So doing athletics is something that I've done for a large part of my life. And yeah, that's just a little bit of background to my history. So how did I get involved in being an aide? So it all started at an iftar dinner. So it was actually a dinner that I wasn't too keen on going on. I was happy to sort of just stay home and have dinner with the family, but my dad encouraged me to come. He was going as a member of the Albanian community, and I thought, okay, it's of course good to go to. And so I went along with him, and by chance, I happened to be sitting next to the governor on that day. So I didn't know anything about who a governor was, what their role was, but I got to learn a lot about what she does on a daily basis. And she was really interested to know about, I guess, the lived experience of a Muslim woman, as well as the work and the community work that I'm involved in. And then from there, I guess one thing led to another, where I learned about upcoming opportunities at Government House, ended up applying, and before I knew it, was lucky enough to become an aide to the governor. And so this is a few highlights of different things that an aide gets to be a part of and support. So for example, every year at Government House, there's an open day. So getting to work with local radio stations and community members was a highlight. Once a new government is chosen, so every 4 years in our state, we have a state election. And once the new government of the day is announced, there is an official opening of Parliament. So helping to coordinate the governor's role to open up Parliament is a part of the AID's job, as well as visiting important sites for the state's, I guess, economic portfolio. So in Melbourne, where we're from, we have Australia's largest container and general cargo port. So getting to have a tour of it and look at just what a significant contribution it makes to the state and the plans it has for the future. When communities are affected by natural disasters as well, as an AID, we coordinate the governor's meetings and calls with local community members to find out how they're going. And so the bottom left was from October 2022, when some regions in Victoria were severely affected by floods. And then there's other events such as local organisations like Diabetes Victoria celebrating their anniversary, and once again coordinating the governor's attendance there, who they'll meet, helping to prepare speeches and other forms of support to allow them to fulfil their role as needed. And the last image is with some heads of the Australian Defence Force. So we've got the head of the Air Force that I'm speaking to, as well as the Navy. And the governor also oversees, I guess, that aspect of the state. And so liaising with key official figures and briefing them on their roles at ceremonial functions is another key part of what was involved in the role. Some special moments was having the governor visit our local mosque, the Albanian Mosque in Melbourne, and sharing the history of it, the culture, and all that happens with it as a community hub. And also having one of my past students when I was a secondary school teacher, getting to come and spend a week at Government House as a work experience student. So that was a real highlight as well. Reflecting.
I'm just going to
time's
give
up.
you a time warnings. Yeah, so hopefully there's only, a very short number of slides left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I'll wrap up in 30 seconds. Is that okay? Thank you. Yeah, so highlight is the sense of community, looking back, the range of people that you get to work with in the role. You've got the hospitality team, you've got the program team, you've got the executive team, the governor spouse as well. And so it was really that sense of community, the relationships formed, and the support that everyone offered to each other to deliver the program that we did was quite special. So that is it. And next chapter now is continuing, but as an honorary aid. So it's more in a volunteer capacity now, and it's dropping in every now and then to support certain events that the governor holds throughout the year. Thank you. Hopefully that made some sense.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be questions about the role of government. I'm really glad you brought that up, because it's the constitutional layout of Australia is quite confusing, even for Australians, I think. So
Yeah.
I think you did a great job of explaining it. And yeah, some lovely shots of the Carlton Mosque there, the Albanian Mosque, which hopefully we'll get to see when we visit. Anyway, thank you so much, Iman. Yeah, and I think there's a question about the next chapter, so maybe we can get to that in question time. Now, sorry, I've lost my, I don't know who's next. Okay, it's Mbak Bani is next. Thank you very much, Mbak Bani. Silakan.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah. Can you see my slide?
Yep, yeah, we can see them now.
Okay. Yeah. Hello everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this occasion, let me share about myself. And yeah, it's me, Bani. And I called myself as community psychology enthusiast, and I will tell you why after this. Yeah, I will start with my hobby. I love outdoor activities and capturing moments. So I love chasing a sunrise, sunset, exploring nature, and also taking a picture. Here is maybe some of my photos that I took with my camera and also my phone. And you can also see the gallery at my Instagram. Yeah. And my passion for community psychology actually started so long time ago when I was student in bachelor degree. So I joined leprosy care community in University of Indonesia or Universitas Indonesia, and I visit leprosy colony across Java Island, and I feel that I live these quotes from this experience: be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. And actually, that's something that I cherish a lot and direct my future career. After graduate, I decide to become health advocate of Pencerah Nusantara and live in Tengger community for 1 year. So this is like a Tengger tribe, is indigenous people who live in East Java around Bromo Mountain, and the majority of Tengger people are Hindus. One of my program that I lead is youth empowerment program called Laskar Pencerah. So I make like a training for peer educator and agent of change for senior and also junior high school students based on fun activities and also project-based learning. So this is several projects that initiated by the youth member. Several members also uh, achieve like a national award and also experience in exchange because of their involvement in this program. So I think the youth power is so powerful when they have voice and also a chance for do some action. And actually, this experience also led me to took my magister degree in community psychology. I even wrote thesis about my youth empowerment program in the Tengger community that I lead. And yeah, it led me to a community psychologist now. And for current work now, I work as a lecturer at Faculty of Psychology Universitas Airlangga. I also work as head of, in Indonesia, we call it PKPK or Pusat Krisis dan Pengembangan Komunitas, or in English, we call it Center for Crisis and Community Development at my faculty. I also become like a volunteer disaster for Indonesian Psychology Association or HIMSI in Indonesia. And my I will share my two main projects in crisis and community development. Now I focus on disaster mental health and disaster preparedness. And actually I try to advocate mental health issues in disaster preparedness area because usually mental health support is just addressed after disaster. And this photo is when I initiated collaboration project with volunteers in disaster and humanity organization from various organizations in Surabaya and around, including religious organization like Zakat Foundation and so on. We make a workshop about psychosocial support for volunteers in disaster situation. And this year, I also initiated collaboration with Tarlac Agricultural University in Philippines for psychological first aid because they also have a very high risk of disaster in their area. Yeah, this is the photo about my work in integrating mental health and psychosocial support in disaster resilient village in East Java. So since 2023, I like doing a workshop for disaster resilient village, more than 20 villages in East Java. So they will equipped with participatory workshop for identify risk and resource related to mental health in their area. And after this, we also do dissemination, like a module of this project to disaster management agency of East Java. And after that, we will also have like a follow-up project with several BPBD or disaster management agency in several cities in East Java. After that, this is like one of my follow-up project in Blitar city in East Java. And I also involve my students as internship at my unit. So they also do youth action in disaster preparedness. And you can see here that they can also initiate like a board game for disaster education. And they also can become facilitator for children in disaster education in fun ways. And this is also my work that I did intensively in this 2 year in gender mainstreaming in Gresik City, because Gresik City actually has a lot of case of domestic violence. So I work with several stakeholders and also communities in Gresik City. I design module and do training for trainer, for religious leaders from Religious Affairs Office of Gresik, and also teacher for from several Islamic schools. And this is the woman cadre that we train, and they try to explain about gender mainstreaming and gender equality to students based on our training before. And this is the book and the module that I produced with my team for these activities. Yeah. And yeah, I can also share with if you interested in this topic. And I hope we can also collaborate after this, because alone we can do so little and together we can do so much. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bani. And yeah, incredible. Your work spans so many different areas. It's, from disaster management, relief, and gender equity. Yeah, incredible again. And yeah, all the breadth of the geographical locations you work in, which is one of the most populous areas in Indonesia. So
Thank you
yeah,
very much.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. Maybe if there's questions, but let's go now to it's Mbak Erin. Please, go ahead. It's your turn, Mbak Erin. Please, we're looking forward to hearing from you. From your phone, perhaps? Is that what you're...
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I joined also from through my phone because I don't know
Yeah,
my
yeah. Maybe the computer microphone's not working. Oh, we
yes.
can hear you now. That's perfect.
Okay, good afternoon from Jogja, everyone. Here is my spotlight. Okay, so when Mas Hibat say that he got lost in his career, so I want to say that I'm actually also get lost even since the beginning because um, um, I want to be a diplomat actually. So when I graduated from senior high school and then I applied for international relation department, but yeah, unfortunately, the condition and the moment at the time didn't allow me to enter the international relation. And then here is my journey. So um I and then I joined comparative religion department or perbandingan agama, or but now it is called religious studies, agama in Sunan Kalijaga Islamic State University. So this is the activity that we conducted with other universities like Catholic universities and then Christian universities. So we did community faith note or simple iman community among the theological students in different university. And then I continue my journey in Center for Religious and Cross-Cultural Studies at Gajah Mada University. So like I strengthen my experience, my knowledge in interfaith, intercultural dialogue. And then after that, I met a friend of mine in this CRCS, Gajah Mada University, that asked me to join Sri Kandi Lintas Iman Interfaith Women's Community that I lead right now. So we have more than 200 members in Jogja and across Indonesia. And then, okay, yeah. So this is Sri Kandi Lintas Iman. So some of our activities like onboarding for new members, and then interfaith pilgrimage, and then also we do like a training for peace and conflict resolution for interfaith women. And then also we visited a house of worship to do dialogue and getting to know more one and another's. And also in this picture, you can see we held buka puasa bersama. So like break our fasting together interfaith through interfaith community, and then uh, it leads me to intercity dialogues. So now I join like intercity dialogues from 5 cities from 5 countries like Jogja, and then Davao, Singapore, Malaysia, and Bangkok. So since 2002, we were connected and we are working together through several cohorts like youth, women, research, and etc. So after that, this is my PCVE journey. When I did my master degree in Center for Religious and Cross Cultural Studies, Gajah Mada University, I interested in women and terrorism issues, and also women and peace building issues, because just a simple reason, because in my subjects through my master degree, I didn't find like a women discuss it in peace building, or also on violence extremism issues. So that I want to know more about this issue. And then and then my thesis about women agency and terrorism. So I met several terrorist wives, also former terrorist wives, in Poso, in Bandung, in Tangerang, and also in Palu. So and this is our book with Pusat Studi Keamanan dan Perdamaian, Center for Security and Peace Studies, Gajah Mada University, that I also work with since 2021. And then I become a young researcher here, and then this is one of our program, like a talk show that bring a voice of women who involved in terrorism, and they successfully leave extreme violence extremism group, and then like they create a more peaceful way through education, through community empowerment. And then here I joined a working group on women and preventing and countering violent extremism since 2022. I mean, so we are still working together until now. So if there are more than 40 civil society organization that join here, and we work together. Okay, and this is my GETSI journey since 2022. So we are working on gender equality, disability, and social inclusions. So actually, the main member is only me and Wiwin. So other members like voluntarily and and part time and work part time with us. And then this is a moment when one of our a partner from University of the West of England, that we work on inclusive higher education. So this is
Sorry, we're running out of time. So if possible to just shorten the remaining slides, but so we have. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So this is briefly. So we do like socialization on how the inclusive education within the class that particularly that has disability students. So we empower them and we connect them through with their other peers in the class. And then this is like a pelatihan kesetaraan gender, gender equality training for the students. Also, we do like a training for the people with disability on inclusive. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Internet. Sorry, made digital inclusive, and then this is the last um, activity that we are still running. We connect 7 different universities from Islam, Christian, Catholic, Buddha, and Hindu backgrounds to do like interreligious dialogue and GETSI. Okay, so I work also for women peace and security, and also we do like how to use storytelling for peace building and diversity works. So this is me. I cannot live without kapurung. So this is a traditional food. I'm also a traditional dancer. So I'm the first child, and I have 6 siblings. And yeah, here is the last. This is my son, husband. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Erin. And yes, I think there's so many of you that are like, there's like you're living like probably enough for like 3 different like people's lives. I mean, in a good way. So it's incredible how much you're doing and how active you are across so many different fields, and yeah, having such an impact. Um, yeah. So uh, okay, it's okay. It thinks I'm speaking in a different language. Go away. Thank you so much, Erin. And yeah, so Brenna said as well, because I think there were a few slides there that people would love to sort of, have a look at some of the writing because it was a bit hard to see. So for everyone, please, if you're willing to share us the slides, and we will put them in a Google Drive, and people can, look at them and maybe get in touch to ask about this thing or that thing. Um, okay, and so yes, are we time for our okay, we're at 5 in, and then we've got 5 to go. So now, just to so our legs don't fall asleep, is our scheduled little break. Yeah, we can you can tell us about carpooling in the chat, but I'd like everyone to go and find something that is colored green in their house. Just something to get off your chair, and then come back and tell us what it is. Because I'm thinking green because I have nothing in this room which is green. So which is, I don't know, but yes, environmental. That's why. So oh, turns out I do have something. I don't know if you can see that. All right, there's my pot plant. Okay, what do we have? The Ajeng, what is that? It looks like an X-ray.
It's like a pouch. It is a green pouch actually.
Ah, yeah, yeah, it's got a
Yeah,
leaf.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
small pouch, yes. Okay.
And is anybody? Oh, that is a giant green suitcase, Mashiba. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a suitcase. Actually, this is a new suitcase that just arrived at my home. And then when you see green, uh, I
Is
think
that
this.
are we going to see that when you come to Australia? That that is the
Maybe.
that is a great color for a suitcase. Like that is not going to get lost.
Inshallah.
Absolutely fantastic choice. All right, anybody else want to? Oh, a green bottle. Is that what can you share what that is by Ismi? I can't read it, but
Yes, this is the kutus kutus. This is like herbs oil. How to say? Herbs
Oh,
oil.
okay.
Yeah, it's really magic pill for me because oh yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Mbak Dia just say yes, yeah.
Yes,
Can
okay.
yeah
I hadn't
cure
heard of it.
anything even for example, like I had cramps or I get a fever and everything that I get, I
Yeah.
just poured it and then tomorrow
Oh, wow.
I'm feeling
Okay.
better. So
I
it's a
never heard. I have to check this out.
magic oil. Kutus
Okay.
kutus.
And I see Mas Mirza also has a magic potion there. I know what that one is. Is that cap kapak or
Yeah, cap kapak minyak kayu putih.
yes,
Yeah, we,
that
we
is
call it in the eucalyptus oil. That's
yes.
everyone, every house so have this one because it can be reduce the number of sickness
Yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe it can become the magic magic medicine for everything.
It cures everything.
that's a mandatory portion that some of people with 30s up that has to have.
Oh, really? It doesn't work if you're below 30. It loses its efficacy. For
My
Gen
mum still
Gen
uses
Gen
it,
A.
so she's definitely above 30.
Who uses it? Sorry?
My mother for headaches.
Your mother? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
So
there you
either
go.
minyak gama or what did you call it?
Cap kapak.
Eucalyptus oil
Yeah.
or
So-
minyak kayu putih,
Kayu putih.
Yeah,
Kayu
yeah,
putih.
all the minyak, all the oils.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
that's
I think
true,
you
that's
just
true.
need it more after you're over 30.
Yes.
Well, I also
Exactly,
have a
Bu
green,
Brina.
Mujib has one. Yeah. And
I
that
also
is
have
that
a green bottle.
Ridvan, what is that? I can't, it's
Oh, hang
blurry.
on, Juliana's got a bottle as well.
Oh, you have one.
Sorry, I
Hang
think
on.
I just grabbed it from my
Let's do
bedside table.
Is that tea tree oil or is that
No, it's Nasonex.
Nasonex.
So all of my allergies, which you will see when I
Ah.
come over.
Why is
'cause,
medicine always in green bottles? When I said green, I thought we would get lots of like plants and things. Medicine
my
comes in
plants are
green
too
bottles.
big to kind of.
Ridvan, what's your medicine?
It's a proudly Australian product, pure aloe vera.
Ah, yes, yep.
Which in
Aloe vera, there you go.
Indonesian is called
Crocodile tongue.
tongue.
Yes.
Okay.
Lidah buaya. Yeah. All right. Well, let's we should probably get back to the program.
Mas
But kayu
Himbat, what's
putih is great
yours?
if you're on a
I want to
plane
know
and
what
it's
Mas
getting a bit
Himbat's is.
sort of
Yes, Budrina.
What are you holding?
This is the medals that I get for running 5K, 5 kilometers. This
wow.
running event called Run for Humanity because everyone that runs actually donate to the Palestine, to the education in Indonesia, to the health care for Indonesian.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think I would get a medal for running 500 meters, but all right, medicine oil. We can all share our medicine. We're going to have a session in Indonesia where we all share our medicine oil.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the program. Okay, next up we have Mas Mirza. Looking forward to hearing from you, Mas Mirza.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Pak Rowan sama Bu Brina. I would like share my story. Wait a moment. Can you see the PowerPoint, right?
Yep, we can see it now.
Okay, so I would like to share my story regarding my social project. So actually, I'm graduated from bachelor degree of business management at Institute Technology 10 November. I have privilege to obtain 2 scholarship from Karya Salemba 4 and Danon Scholarship. And then I was continue my study at the Master of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Warwick University with the Chevening Scholarship. During my bachelor study, I established a lot of businesses, small businesses, not only in the FMCG, but also I established in a startup or game developer. That makes me to develop a current several project that I'm working as a director of Koni Zamani Foundation or Yayasan. We have 8 institutions. Or one of them is SMK. SMK means vocational high school, or it's similar with senior high school, but it's specific on the field. Like they have a major, and we have SMK Dr. Wedin, SMK Freelancer, SMK Digital, Pondok Pesantren Al-Wahid, TPQ, and others non-profit institution. And also I established the profit business. I have pharmacies that sell these things. So and also I'm working as a education consultant, researchers in universities in Indonesia and lectures in some university. So this is my my experience began in the university. I started to establish game developer and social project during the bachelor degree at 2011. And my previous experience get a lot of exposure from the media coverage, such as printed media. Like this is one is Surya and also Surabaya Post, and it's distributed widely across Indonesia. And also, a fun fact about me, I have a good skill, better skill at cooking rather than my wife. Because I have a business in FMCG, I developed my cooking skill, and I joined a lot of social program about iftar program, not only in the UK but also in Indonesia. So I'm become a team at in the kitchen rather than in the front desk or something. Uh, Now we are talking about the Yayasan Koni Zamani. Actually, before 2011, we already established the first yayasan in another part of Nganjuk, but unfortunately, we have to close its operation due to we don't have any support from the local people. The local people still wanted to allow their adolescent girls to early marriage rather than going to school. So we have to close its operation. So in 2011, my father and I started to open another school in another place called Sawahan Nganjuk in the mountainous places. At the time, there are 300 students missing out per year, and 35 of the early and 35% early doing early marriage under 70 years old, and 29% early divorce. Early divorce means like after the marriage have a marriage for maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 7 days, they still decided to have the divorce. So we have 29% widower and widower in that area under 80 years old. And the funny things about this area, because this area is not covered by the electricity, the parents tend to have a lot of children in their house. That's the only maybe activities that they can do in the mountainous place. So in the one place, we can see that 30 children per house. That is very complex rural area and economics problem in that area. So we decided to establish the first and the only vocational school level in that area that's adopted the project-based learning from the UK. So after I graduated from the UK at 2017, we implemented their system. That I want to share I want to share my privilege to them, because they don't know about what is the UK, what is the they only know Nganjuk and other neighborhood cities. They never go outside because their economic condition. So we decided to adopt that project-based learning that make them not only learn about the materials about mathematics or something that related the education, but also they can learn about this life skill. Not only that, we implemented Praktisi-Pilihan. It means that we invited expertise to give them exposure a lot of things about the skill, not cooking skill, and maybe make a furnitures, and to motivate them what is the situation when we work in the institution or we going to abroad. Now this is I I love to share that I always give the picture before and after study in my organization or my vocational school. So we can see that in the left side, that's the name is Pamuji, that he studied in our organization at 2013, and he now graduated from the one of the best university in Indonesia with fully funded scholarship, and right now he become the one of the biggest donors in my organization. That's my story about my contribution in my rural area to give another privilege to local people to gain better education. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mas Mirza. That's again, what an incredible range of activities that you're active in. You've entrepreneur in a couple of areas. You've got like 5 different schools, and you're also a master cook. So complete package. And that's fascinating about the divorce statistic. So hopefully there's time. I want to ask about that too. But all right. So thank you so much, Mas Mirza. That was really interesting. Okay, and we go next to Juliana. Hello, Juliana. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Let me share my screen. Start broadcast and 1 second. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, yep, we can see that.
So I'm not gonna lie, doing this was not easy. I honestly felt like such an imposter, and it kind of caused a bit of an existential sort of reckoning in terms of what have I actually done. Anyway, but speaking about that, so just a quick thing about me. Key moments in my life. I was born in Malaysia. I am half Indian, half Malay. As you guys, some of you who were in the breakout room with me know that I moved to Sydney when I was 10 years old. I went to primarily Muslim schools in Australia. Al Nouri when I was in primary school, Malik Fahad in high school. Straight from high school, I went into medical school, which is the University of New South Wales. It was definitely a significant culture shock going from a predominantly Muslim school to a very westernized university into a program that was very hard and challenging, but I managed to make it. I currently work as an emergency department doctor in RPA. So for those who don't know, RPA is a relatively famous hospital in Australia because there was a TV show about it for about 10 years. It's still happening, but not as many seasons. Thankfully, I have not been asked to participate. Thank God. But yeah, so it's one of those that I kind of heard about it and now I'm working there. But before working in RPA and before embarking on in emergency, I worked in a lot of different sort of medical fields. I chopped and changed a lot. I used to work in what we call physician training. So I did geriatric medicine, and then I went into oncology. And I worked at an oncology center for about 5 years before changing tracks. So we all get lost along the way, as Masibat has mentioned. So I finally have found myself in the emergency department. And I also do a lot of community work, including my biggest one, which is in Addy Road, which is a community center, which inshallah, the Indonesian delegates will come and visit when they come to Sydney. I've also worked with ISRA, with mentorship, and a few other places that I'll talk about soon. So this is some pictures so unfortunately you won't be seeing many pictures of me personally, but I'll show you some pictures of where I grew up. That is Kampung Pandan, which is the little kampung. So for people who don't know Bahasa, kampung means village and pandan is the pandan leaf. So that is the cashew tree in front of my uncle's house. That is my high school, Malik Fahad. That is the university. That is RPA Hospital, which is quite a beautiful building. And that is the community center that I work at, where the food pantry, which I'll come into in a little bit. So in terms of my work life, what do I do day to day? I actually work today, so I'm a little bit flustered. I'm still wearing my scrubs. But in terms of working, I'm currently an RPA senior emergency registrar. So I treat patients in an emergency setting. So that can range from people who come in with mild illnesses like a flu, cold, broken bones, to life-threatening injuries, life-threatening illnesses, you know, quite serious stuff at times. Because I'm a senior registrar, I also run the emergency department overnight. So I get the honor and also the thing that scares me a lot, which is that I run the entire department. I also monitor and mentor junior doctors and help with them coming up with a management plan. I'm involved in teaching and research. I have just this year finished my diploma in child health, and I'm also currently doing a master's in global health, which kind of feeds into the emergency department work because it means that I'll be able to take that degree and hopefully try and establish some work overseas in global health, inshallah. So that is the plan for the future, which is still a work in progress. In terms of community life, the things that fill my cup. So I am a board member at Addison Road Community Centre. I also sit on the Human Resources Committee. I also, as part of my work with Addie Road, I work with the Addie Moves Steering Committee and Racism Not Welcome founding member. So a few things about how I got involved with Addison Road Community Centre. So I met this woman. Her name is Rosanna Barbero. She is the CEO of Addie Road. First, I got involved with them because I actually wanted to volunteer because I thought that just doing work in medicine was kind of causing me to become very narrow-minded in my scope of work. So I met Rosanna and I actually volunteered at that pantry. So I was a cashier. This was in 2019 when COVID was not yet a reality, but then in 2020, COVID came around and I decided not to work there because I was also working at a cancer center and I didn't want to bring back COVID to my cancer patients. And my worry was that we didn't really know what we were dealing with. So I stepped back from the pantry. And then, as I mean, people who obviously know, during COVID time, there was a lot of anti-Asian racism and just racism in general coming out, as well as that was the time that the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter was sort of taking off as well. So Addie Road decided to open up an anti-racism kind of committee, an open forum for anyone in the community to come and talk. And so I went and voiced a lot of my frustrations and spoke up for myself. And because of that, Rosanna came up to me and said, "Do you want to be a board member?" And that's basically kind of really opened up my work into community life. And as part of that, I then became part of the Racism Not Welcome founding member, where that's the Addie Moves gym, which I'll talk about in a second. But the Racism Not Welcome, as part of the Racism Not Welcome founding member, we basically put up signs all around Sydney as well as actually Australia. There's a big move to put up these signs, which I know is a small thing, but it's something that just kind of signals to people that racism is something we can talk about and it's not something that is welcome in our community. The picture of the gym there is Addie Moves. So it's a partnership with UNSW together with a doctor of exercise physiology by the name of Simon Rosenbaum to start a free gym in essence for mental health and trauma people who have undergone trauma. So it's specifically for low income refugee people who come to the community center to access our services who can then be fed into AIMEP. So it's to basically improve their mental health as well as their physical health, and knowing that the two are work together. So I'm also on the steering committee for that. So what are the things that we do at Addy Road? So we are we basically run a completely sort of zero waste environment. We have
Sorry, Juliana, we're just getting
sorry,
to
time. Yes,
time.
I'll be
So
very
yeah,
quick.
if possible
Yeah.
to shorten. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
So, sorry, we do a lot of things. We have these things called Wednesday Night Lights, which you guys will come to. We run a free food pantry that people can come. It is a low cost as well as a no cost food pantry. I already spoke about Addie Moves. We have the Racism Not Welcome. We also do a lot of Palestine advocacy as well as food hampers. And this is just some of the people who come, some very famous people as well, including Brian Brown. And our current governor, actually, Sam Austin, who used to volunteer with us before she accepted the job as current governor, and that's our Friday Night Lives. Other things that I do, I'm a mentor at ISRA. I have menteed, two of my mentees have gone into medical schools. I used to also work with Swim Sisters as a grassroots swim advocacy program. In my downtime, I like to read. I do cross stitching. I have a cat. I'm a pop culture nerd. I love traveling. And these are just some of the pictures for that. And that's it.
Thank you, Juliana. That's incredible again. You're right on the front line, and such a heavy responsibility running the emergency department, but also giving back in such a huge way with Addy Road. And yeah, we hopefully that is locked in. I think Brenna's been chatting to you, but really looking forward to visiting Addy Road and learning more about what you guys do in person. So yes, thank you. Wow, it's it just gets I'm lost for words, as you can tell. Anyway, so thank you everyone who's speaking and already spoken. All right, so next is Mbak Anissa. Silakan Mbak Anissa. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Okay, thank you, Parawan. I'll share my presentation. Which is mine?
Yes, yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
thank you. I'll start. My name is Anissa. You can call me Nisa, and this is not my drawing. I'm not good at drawing. And then I'll put a little bit graphic here just to make myself have a note about the talking points. So the first one is about myself. I like coffee. So I would like to try Australian coffee and cafe as well. So please recommend me some places from our Australian friends. And then the second one, interesting thing. I don't know, maybe interesting thing. I like music, but I enjoy Latin music. So this is probably not a common genre, I don't know, but I like Latin music, South American music, something like that. And then book. I love reading books, but I don't have a specific genre to enjoy. But I just like book that I have interest with. And then, so this is a little background about me. Everybody know that I am from Bandung, but I actually live in Bandung not as long as I used to live in another city. So I'm a little bit confused about my identity. I might call myself a Sundanese, but I used to live and born in Jakarta. So I am also Betawi. It's an ethnic group in Jakarta. And then I went to the university in Yogyakarta. So I lived there for about 6 years. So I don't speak Japanese, but I know when somebody calling something bad about me or talking bad in Japanese, I can sense it. So yeah, I used to moving around Java Island a little bit during my life course. And then, so talking about what is important for me, hopefully this is not too serious, but this is a picture that I really want to share. This is a children with a lot of, you can see there's a problem issues, social issues. So from the research, we know that at least every child experience one adversities in their life. So it is very sad fact for me. So that's why I really concerned about prevention and like doing something as early as possible. So the problem or the adversity is not growing into something bad in the future. And then the second one, this is also a graphic about the problem in our society, especially in Indonesia. And also this has happened to me, as well as the adversity. I don't know if somebody here might also experience some adversities in their lives, but my family is very strict. We've talked about spiritual abuse. I had experienced that before. So religion was something that is not friendly to me. It's more like punishment and also about punitive action or something. So it's not friendly. Islam is not something beautiful back then in my experience when I was a kid. But I think I was fortunate enough to have access, leadership experience, meeting a lot of people from different backgrounds. So my thought has changed, my perspective has changed. Also, my critical thinking grows. So it is like, oh, I realized a lot of things in the past wasn't true for me. Especially, for example, when my family say that, oh, Christian is a religion that is bad, or Christian people is somebody you have to avoid, something like that. And yeah, as my experience goes by, I knew that it's not true. So I think I was fortunate enough to have a lot of experience about that. So that's why so that's why I want to do something about that. And this is my background. So I am a clinical psychologist by day. And so just like Juliana said, as clinician, as practitioner itself, something is something is missing in my life, because as a clinician, we often like goes one by one to the client or to the patient. So I feel like I need to do something more broad, like contribution to the community, for example, just to accelerate the change. So that's why I decided to join Youth Generation. It's a place where I talk about the bullying program in WhatsApp group. So I do it in a Youth Generation. And also I have my community as well. It is called Jelajah Family Club. It's a preschool program, basically, in Bandung, West Java. And then I will highlight one of my work about anti-bullying program, and we use a lot of media to teach the children and also the student, and also teach the teachers about that. We use board game, also module, also a card, just to make the complex problem becoming joyful and easy to digest with the school community. I'm conscious about the time. So this is one of the setting or the situation where we train the teachers, and then these teachers becoming our facilitators for teaching the students in a peace camp. So this is our beneficiaries, where they gather together from different background and different religions, and then have a dialogue with an that this is where the students had the performances in front of everyone. And then this is where we train the task force for the anti-violence, as I mentioned in the WhatsApp group. And then the last one, this is the photos and the highlight about, because I also a child clinical psychologist, I also work with the children with disability, and especially children with learning disabilities such as ADHD, autism, dyslexia. So this is our activities, and also this is my community work, as I mentioned before, a preschool program. So yeah, let's collaborate with each other. And then I don't have social media. That's another fun fact about me. So if we want to collaborate with each other, so please connect through WhatsApp to me. Thank you so much. Farwan, I think you are muted.
Thank you. I was saying nice things about you, don't worry. But yes, thank you so much, Kanisa. For as people are saying, the impact is clearly remarkable from your work. And thank you for sharing as well about your experiences growing up with the kurang ramah, I think, orientation. So I'm familiar with this too from my own experience. It's not uncommon, unfortunately, which is sad, but amazing work that you're doing with Peace Generation and Jelajah, and look forward to chatting more about it. And yes, I think there's a few people who are going to take you out for coffee in Melbourne. No one's arguing that Sydney coffee is better, I see. So
I know, I'm so happy. I'm so happy because everyone knows Melbourne.
Sometimes
It's
sometimes you
true.
get that, but
Look, it's true. I literally just came back from Melbourne and I'm like so sad.
anyway, looking forward to yes, and I'm not sure. Luke is next, so maybe he can tell us if he was being serious about the McDonald's coffee, or
Well, bro, it's
if that
actually
was just
really good.
very dry Western Australian humor. Um, but anyway, Luke, I think you're next. So looking forward to hearing from you.
Okay. All right. Bismillah. I'm serious about the McDonald's coffee. It's actually really nice. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it is actually very pleasant.
I have to come and try it. I think maybe Perth might have a different standard to Melbourne.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a roast. Like legitimately.
Okay. To our Indonesian delegates, Rowan just called me a kampung boy.
No, I'm saying Perth McDonald's has a higher standard than Melbourne McDonald's.
Oh, is it really? Okay. All right. So how do I? How do I screen share? Ah, here we go. My apologies. I'm not quite used to these Teams things.
That's all right. Are you using PowerPoint or PDF or Canva?
Yeah, I'm using a PDF. Sorry, PowerPoint. Here we go. All right. Is that showing to everyone?
We're not seeing it yet. I'm not seeing it. Is anyone else? Nope. You've blacked out your background though. So yep, here we go.
There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. apologies, I had to throw this together somewhat last minute. Okay, so look, I was a bit conflicted on. Can everyone see the screen?
Sorry,
now?
you've got a bit of a grey patch on the right-hand side, like a long grey patch. It might be like
I
a
think that's
zoom
the
thing. Yeah, it's sort of we can't see through it, but if you need it there, that's okay. You can leave it there, but just letting you know we can't see through it.
Okay. Has it gone now?
Yep.
Okay, brilliant. All right. So, look, I was a bit conflicted on what to do my talk on. I considered doing it on the history of the trade union movement, my history in it. However, I thought, we all have in common that we are Muslim, so I thought I would talk about how I became a Muslim, how I said my Shahada. Look, so just as a background to my family, my father was born a Catholic, although he is no longer one, and my mother attended a Catholic school. I was also sent to a Catholic school, but we were raised in a secular fashion. However, compared to my friends and family, I always enjoyed reading the Bible and the Bible stories. So I was always somewhat more religious than my colleagues at the time. However, due to various scandals and the impact of the new atheist movement in the early 2010s, I ceased affiliation with the Catholic Church and became an agnostic/atheist. My first interactions with Muslim people all happened when I was quite young. The building in the bottom right-hand corner is where I first came into contact with them. That's Thornley Square, just a regular run-of-the-mill shopping centre in the southeast of Perth. According to the latest census in 2021, about 50% of Muslims in the state and even more in the city of Perth live in the southeast quadrant of Perth, and specifically around areas like Thornley and Gosnells, where I grew up. Interestingly, at the time, a lot of the Muslims who settled there were Afghans because of the war. And if you know anything about the Afghani community in Perth, they're quite conservative, and they always wear the full face veil and the niqab. So that sort of sparked a interest in Islam early on, and so I'd read about it and be aware of the basics. However, I wouldn't consider Islam seriously until I came to university. In fact, I recall the moment when I really started to get involved. It was the building on top of Thornley Square there. That's the Curtin University Musalla. And in the middle of Ramadan in 2021, they were having their iftar, and I just approached them and asked what they were doing, and they sat down and fed me, which is a fantastic way to make my acquaintance. And we had a long talk about Islam, university politics, and state politics in general. Now, I'll just, like most converts to most religions, I was going through a bit of a tough time when I said my Shahada. This time I was working in a construction job, brickies labouring, very tough work, running wheelbarrows, mixing mud, a lot of toxic fumes all over the place. I actually looked back and I was doing about 23,000 steps a day at that time. So very tough work. But then at the same time, I was reading about people like Bilal ibn Rabah and Yasir bin Ammar and the sufferings that they went through. And that really helped me. In fact, the first week I was brickies labouring, I kept repeating to myself, Ahadun, Ahad, Ahadun, Ahad, similar to the fashion of Bilal. So the Muslim Students Associations and their unofficial peak body in WA, Muslim Youth WA, at the time had monthly lectures, and it was at these lectures, that I met my unofficial Murshid, Osama Hassan. He was running an organisation at the time, and it still does, called Sila Circles, And essentially what it is and what I've come to know it as is basically Kalam defense of the religion condensed down, made accessible for like professional young Muslims in WA. And it comes in two parts. First, why Islam is true, and second, why Muhammad is the messenger of God. And he really taught religion in a rationalistic and scientific way, which I wasn't particularly used to, and I really appreciated it. He had this marvelous explanation on miracles and how it's like God has set laws of the universe, but he chooses to suspend those laws. At the time, I found it very interesting, but I can't remember it off the top of my head now. And yeah, he taught us stuff like the Kalam cosmological argument and the argument from contingency. So very useful stuff for someone who's been in a secular worldview for the last 25 years. And so shortly before this photo was taken, I started to pray and I started to read the Quran a bit more. And the more I asked the questions, the more Osama sort of cornered me and said, Luke, you should be saying your Shahada. It was one night in October of 2022 when he and the leader of Qaswa House, Aziz Khalid, they basically cornered me and said, Luke, why aren't you saying Shahada? What are your concerns? And every concern that I came to them with, they dismissed it just as easily as I asked it. And just like a switch, I decided to say Shahada that night. So I'll appreciate that man, I think, for the rest of my life. So since then, I've started to learn from a diverse range of people, which I have considered very useful. These come from all ends of the spectrum in the religion. I've learned from a lot of Salafis and Deobandis on one end, while also learning a lot from like Sufis, particularly like the Ba'alawi Tariqa tradition. And one thing I've noticed is that all these groups have their complaints and biases about each other. So I learned pretty early not to judge someone as long as they're, engaging with the religion with sincerity. And after all, I've been in Muslim for 5 minutes. How could I possibly judge? They both had their virtues, like the Deobandis, I think were very like methodological in the way that they taught and the way that they engaged with the religion, which made teaching it somewhat easier. However, like they are somewhat inflexible. While you have the Sufis, on the other hand, like they're very flexible. They make Islam very easy, which is recorded in a hadith of our Prophet. That's what he came to do. He came to bring ease for us, not hardship. But on the other hand, like they have a lot of practices that are very specific to their geographical area. So the only way to sort of figure out what they're all about is to get in there and meet them, which luckily I like, but I understand a few people do not. But what both of the sides of the spectrum sort of had and appeared to me is that they were had a lot of ikhlas or sincerity. They strived a lot. They would give up their weekends. They would give up their afternoons and evenings in order to teach and in order to be of service to the religion. And I've never seen that in any other walk of life. And I've been in politics for years. I've been involved in the trade union movement, and no one's been as committed as the Muslims. And so that taught me a lot, and it was super inspiring to me.
Sorry, Luke, we're just running out of time.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's it from me.
Okay. Oh, yep. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, and really fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing such a personal element of your story. I think I speak for everyone. We're all really, some people don't like to share, the story about, how they came to Islam if they're a convert, because I know that, people often ask about it, so it can be a very personal thing. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing it, and particularly fascinating to hear how you've basically kind of, had a taste of all the different groups and, seen how they differ from each other. And yeah, and I think as we all know, there are many groups out there and they, obviously they all think that they've got the right way to do things, which is perfectly normal. So yeah, hopefully when on this trip to Indonesia, there'll be even more opportunities to see different groups and talk to them about their approaches. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so last but not least is I think oh I've got written okay Mas Mujib, I know that you couldn't you were doing the Paskibraka last week, and I'm not sure if that's okay for you to do your presentation now, but hopefully if you are, we would love to hear from you. Um, Thank you very much, Pak Mujib. Silakan.
Okay, thank you, Bapak Rowan. Let me try to share my screen. Wait. Can you just see the screen, guys?
Yes, yep, it's come up.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity. I hope I can present my profile in 5 minutes. So let's start. So this is my family background, everyone. So I am the third child of 5 siblings. This was the picture taken when I was in Borneo Island. I was born in the religious family. I was born in Palangkaraya, Kalimantan Tengah. So at the time back in 2001, I was escaping from Palangkaraya because of Sampit tragedy between the Dayak, the indigenous tribe, and Madurese tribe back in 2001. It took hundreds of people died, and then including my best friend, they have to die for nothing. And then I think growing in traditional religious family is not easy for me because my father graduated from Salafi pesantren with very conservative and traditional teaching and practices. So every time I did mistake, oftentimes my father did a physical punishment. I know it. My father told me that it was a part of discipline and teaching in his perspective. Until I realized when I would grow up, that was not right. I think the discussion and dialogue in the middle of family should be the first priority in order to make us understand as a kid, and we'll never repeat the same mistake. So growing with fear of doing mistake, so that I'm become introvert. Plus, I have to flee from the place where I was born and grown up. So it's kind of hard because when you feel unwanted and you feel unloved, I think living with such a situation and feeling make me feel discredited in my community. So in 2001, then I moved to Surabaya, where the basic of my family, my big family from my father and my mother also in Surabaya. Some part of them are in Madura Island. So in 2001, 2002, I pursuing education in Surabaya, East Java. It is another challenge for me because language barrier, culture, values also I need to learn quickly because I just could not communicate and mingle with my peer friends in Surabaya school. So sometimes they bullied me verbally and sometimes physically just because I look very weak at the time. So that I joined pencak silat and I joined karate, one of the self-defense group in Surabaya, in order I can have a power to defense at the time. I was thinking so. So my father sent me to pesantren in 2002 after I finishing my education in Surabaya, especially juniors high school education in public school. So I completing my education in Rujadit from SMA to university. So I basically taking informatics like computer science and programming as my bachelor degree education. But I don't know, like other people mentioned earlier in the presentation, I lost my path because I'm now focusing on my education, advocacy, and also environment and youth empowerment. Nurul Jadid has now more than 10 students and almost 1,000 teachers from 15 schools and institutions from preschool to university level. And this year we are opening PhD or doctoral education program study. All right, that's all about Nurul Jadid. And oh my God, I'm sorry. Wait. So this is actually the picture me and the vice regent of Probolinggo. He is also alumni of Islamic Student Association. We call HMI, one of the university student organization based in Islamic values. So he become the vice regent, but now he already finished. He left the office after his period, and my kiai, one of the leader in our Nurul Jadid Pesantren, go to the office and replace his position as the vice regent of Pesantren. Now we have regent and vice regent. Both are coming from the biggest pesantren in Probolinggo, Zainul Hasan Genggong and Nurul Jadid. So I think this is my biggest opportunity to actually pursue and implement in wider range of community in Probolinggo about my advocacy, either in education, environment, and also youth empowerment. So I also learned in 2017, I selected to be Duta Cerita. Duta Cerita means storyteller ambassador held by the Habibie Center. So from that, from Duta Cerita, I learned about how we listen, how we look up to someone, and then try to accept the diversity in our community. Over there, I met with LGBTQ representative, the activists of LGBTQ, and then I also mingle with women pastor from Christians, and I learn from those agnostic who doesn't believe in God, who doesn't believe in religion but believe in God, and those asexual delegates. I just cannot imagine how it look like. I just learn from them. I listen from them that asexual something new to me, because when we are talking about sexual education or sexual preference or orientation, something that I have never talked about in my family, in my pesantren, because it's taboo. Since then, I try to be open about my background, about my pain, about my past. So in 2015, I also attending peace conference in The Hague, Netherlands. I was selected as the 100 best SI about peace, together with participants from 43 different countries. I'm telling about my experience in Sampit. After that strategy, I try to come up and learn and write something about that peace is actually the basic right of every single human in this world, no matter where you are from, what skin color, what religion, and what orientation you have. I think based on that multiple approaches that I propose in my essay, yeah, Alhamdulillah, I was selected and can attend very incredible and life-changing experience with those incredible participants from different countries around the world. So we collaborated with peer delegates to design and plan concrete action in grassroots levels. Since then, I also learned from Cerita Festival. I think this is the picture. I joined Duta Cerita, the Habibie Center, after the Hague experience in 2015. I try to listen from those disabled participants how they can actually come up with their weakness and shortage and try to build impact in their society. I think I learned to be very thankful about what I have right now if I compare to those who were born with blind eyes. I'm trying to learn very, very thankful when we grow up with complete parents, but I have friends even do not know who their parents are. So I think from this movement, from this forum and program, I learned to be very thankful and try to listen more to people and try to have deep listening culture, because storytelling and deep learning culture from the Habibie Center, I learned it creates opportunity to heal from trauma. So they just listen to my story. When I cry, they also cry. They hug me. I know in Muslim culture, hugging with different genders is not is not okay, but I'm trying to be open. I know I feel uncomfortable in the very first place, but I know the intention is very pure. So I'm trying to respect, and then I'm also trying to say to them that my culture, maybe this is taboo to me, but after I'm saying that, they can understand that my values is there. So like in IMEP, I learned that every different opinion should be respected and should be prioritized in every single activity. So IMEP reminded me to this activity. In Cerita Festival in 2018, I was invited again.
Mas Mujib, sorry,
Yes.
we're running short of time. Is there, yep, is it
Yeah.
possible to shorten? Thank you.
Oh, thank you for reminding. I think IMAP and Cerita Festival has similarities, but IMAP, I think I have a bigger connection and bigger knowledge about how to deal with my work. So I conducted peace building and tolerance activities during my authority as the head of institutional and student affair in Nurul Jadid. So we did this dialogue perdamaian with Mas Gunawan. I think Mbak Ismi recognized Mas Gunawan as and peace awardee. He's also my Wisely colleague in USA. So I gather with them, and then with Funways, we try collaborate with FGDs and so on and so forth. I'm also ever speaking at Heroes Forum Asia to talk about how pesantren actually dealing with COVID at the time and how we actually collaborate with parents at home to educate the children. So this is that I'm trying to say to you all. I think this is the impact and contribution after talking a lot in meetings and giving concrete examples in my school and also with throughout our policy in Education Bureau. Then last year, the special rule about anti-perundungan atau anti-bullying in pesantren is published by the top management of our pesantren. I'm very thankful this. So from this, we can actually do concrete action in the field. So this is also the collaboration with Legislative Assembly member, my colleague, graduate from Nurul as well. He now in Commission 10. So he is actually campaigning about perlindungan santri or santri protection in pesantren and try to give some special program for education. So I'm collaborating with a member of Legislative Assembly member to make this come true, not only to Nurul Jadid, but also pesantren in Probolinggo. So this is the awards and recognition from the governor of East Java, not really important. So this is the most important in my life. I think the biggest happiness of teacher when you see your student success. I told you in the Zoom, I think in the last meeting, this one, the victims of sexual harassment in pesantren that knocked my door in the middle of the night in my office. Now, after almost 1 year, I'm trying to talk to him, give them motivation that you get the potential. He become the first winner of National Student Ambassador in 2019. And this is also Vicky, one of the participant of Class of Champion, one of our alumni. He is also a victim of bullying in the school just because he is coming from lower school family. But now he managed himself to be even better than me. So that was the biggest treasure and happiness of my life. And the last of all, inclusive education is a space where every child is valued. By forgiving, we heal. By accepting, we embrace differences. And by loving, we nurture a generation that is strong, joyful, and full of hope. Thank you. Education should be a hope for everyone. That's all, Rowan. Thank you. Sorry.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mas Mujib. Once again, I'm struggling to find the words for, yeah, to reflect back. Incredible. Yeah, like others, you've been on an incredible journey, but you've turned it, you've had adversity and you've decided to break the cycle and you've already basically had such a huge impact on those young boys' lives. I think, yeah, anything more is just, anyway, sorry, I'm not really expressing that very well, but thank you so much for sharing that, Mas Mujib. It's really, really inspiring to me personally, and yeah, I want, yeah, I want to also, I felt like after everyone's presentation, I said I need to say something about getting lost because what I really love about people's journeys is that, you couldn't say to someone when they were like, 15 or whatever, and saying, you will end up like this. Everyone's been on such a journey, and I know that I want to share with my kids that, don't stress about you have to get it right for like, there will be a journey. Allah has His will for you, and yeah, it's incredible what everyone's been through, and yeah, so it's a privilege to hear from all of you, and also from everyone last week. Thank you so much for sharing. We've got 2.5 minutes. I was hoping we'd get to a few questions, but I don't know. I think there was a few at the start, but I think what I'm going to do is just say, look, if anyone has a question they want to ask, just do the raise hand thing, and then whoever pops up first, we'll just do that, and hopefully there will be time. Okay, Ridwan, go on. You can ask your question,
Yes, thank
Ridwan.
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the presentations, everybody. My question is to Sister Erin about her fascinating work with terrorist wives, I think. So my question is, during her work, did she find a certain trend, like were the wives of these people or they were from urban centers, rural areas, certain socioeconomic backgrounds? Why do they feel marginalized or unheard? What drove them, yeah, to radical side, I guess. Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Erin. Would you be able to, hopefully your audio is working, maybe the other one? Yep.
Oh yeah, thank you, Brother Ridwan. Actually, there are there are so many factors, pull and push factors that caused of why a person join violence extremism or terrorism group. Yeah, it can be yeah. One of them is because they feel marginalized, but others uh, also the economical factors and mm, and in my thesis I found that what drives like particularly for women in joining extremism ideology is yeah the piety to husband the like they want to redeem their sin dosa, and also I found one interesting factor that I didn't find it before, like there is a term like a pride marriage when several women in Bima in a particular pesantren in Bima, like they eager and they were willing to marry terrorist men, even the status of this man is like the most wanted by the police, like the second wife of Santoso, the second wife of Basri from Poso married Santoso and Basri when their status the most wanted people by the police. So they feel like they feel like this is like a lift their social status among the people in that pesantren if they can marry the terrorist male.
Yeah, fascinating. I think there's so many interesting aspects to that, and I'm really glad you shared that part of your work, Will Edin, because yeah, I think in a majority context and a minority context, the CVE work has had different connotations, but it's a very real issue, and I think we had a few others sort of giving comments about their own experiences. So yeah, thank you. Maybe one more. I know we're slightly over time, but I feel like there's such an incredible amount of um, things that were shared, and so if anyone wants to ask another question, please raise your hand, or if not, that's okay as well. Um, yep, that's okay. We do try to finish on time, so maybe we'll just leave it at that. And I know Brenna is setting up WhatsApp groups to to start. I don't think I'm in any of these WhatsApp, or maybe my WhatsApp doesn't work properly. Some people don't have social media. I barely have social media. I struggle to use it, but
I just want to, if I can just mention really briefly, so I'm very slowly going through the WhatsApp groups that we've started to ask a few questions and get things going. But yeah, the preventing sexual violence and the mental health WhatsApp groups are both just, mashallah, like amazing. And the conversation is starting there around, yeah, collaborations and resources and funding. And it's just so inspiring. Like tonight, I'm like Rowan, I'm lost for words, and it's really quite incredible. So yeah, I'll set up the WhatsApp groups. Inshallah, I'll do my best to ask some questions, but if anyone else wants to lead the questions in their group, you're also very welcome to. I feel like there's so much enthusiasm that has come again from just like it did last week. I feel like we end these delegate spotlights going, oh, we need another couple of hours. We need more time. But yeah, WhatsApp is not the same as in person. Inshallah, in person will happen very soon. But I think they're a good space to get us started. But yeah, thank you all so much.
Yeah, so please share the presentations to us if you're willing to, if there's nothing too personal in there. And we will share them with the other delegates, and hopefully that can jog your memory. So when you're meeting in person, they'll be like, what was this thing? Can we talk about this thing? And I know everyone is excited about coffee and durian. I'm excited about durian. But maybe okay. Well, I'm not sure we're allowed to bring it into the hotel, but hopefully there'll
Outside.
be
We can have it outside.
outside. Absolutely, yes. Juliana's in for the durian. Love it. Okay. So we're gonna we have to. Did we do this last year? I think we were able to get some montong last year from somewhere. Anyway, but let's end it there before I get too crazy with the durian, and we'll have coffee and durian in Jakarta, and then coffee and something else in Melbourne, hopefully, and Sydney. We have to. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll continue. As you can tell, it's getting late here in Australia. My brain stops functioning after this time. But thank you. It's been wonderful. And yeah, so many things to take away and be inspired from all of your presentations tonight. Looking forward to Tuesday, which is inter and interfaith experiences of inclusivity and dialogue with Ustad Miftah Rahmat, Kiai Miftah, who's the son of Kang Jalaluddin Rahmat, a lovely man and yeah, a respected leader in the Indonesian Shia community, and also Father Patrick McInerney, who's the director of the Columban Center for Muslim-Christian Relations. Also a very lovely man, and yeah, looking forward to hearing them talk and your questions for them as well, inshallah. So yes, all right, have a good weekend, everyone, and see you very soon, inshallah. Assalamualaikum.